So the Montreal Canadiens are not messing around. They've had a pretty solid offseason in my opinion. They ended up trading for Patrik Laine and acquiring a second-round pick in the 2026 NHL Entry Draft in exchange for defenseman Jordan Harris. And while you are taking all of Laine's cap hit, you're getting a very good player in his own right. Now last season, his year was shortened due to injury, but in the 2 seasons prior, he was near a point-per-game clip. And while he's not going to be the 40-goal scorer that a lot of people thought he could be very early on in his career, I still think in the right situation, he's a 30-plus goal guy and a very good facilitator that could finish with 70-plus points on the season if he stays healthy. But it's not just been the trades. I mean, the draft went very well. 5th overall, they got Ivan Demidov, who was rated as the 2nd overall best player in the draft by a lot of people. So you're getting a tremendous player that's been lighting it up in Russia. That is a guy that should be a star at the NHL level. And then later in that draft, Michael Hage, who was very good for the Chicago Steel of the USHL, he's going to be going to the University of Michigan. But the future remains to look very bright with the Montreal Canadiens. I made a very similar video last season. They have a ton of prospects. Now some names that will stick out. Lane Hutson, promising defenseman. Played 2 games last year for the Montreal Canadiens. His ceiling is extremely high. Same with Reinbacher. Another young prospect that should be a top pairing type defenseman at the NHL level. But outside of those high-end prospects, you got some nice pieces with Mesar, Koivu, and Logan, who I understand people might not be the biggest fan of due to off-ice stuff, but just talking about the hockey player, he's a good prospect, and the Canadiens just have a very solid prospect pool. You have good young stars in Suzuki and Caufield. Slafkovsky last year had a very good season with 50 points, and after his disappointing rookie campaign, that was great to see him have such a massive jump, and while he'll probably never justify the 1st overall draft pick, he could become a solid top 6 option. That's very good news if you're a Habs fan. Will this team be a cup contender this season? No. Will they be a playoff team this season? Probably not. But with all the young talent, all the good prospects, in a few years' time, the Montreal Canadiens should be one of the best teams in the Atlantic Division. They have so much talent. Even if they quote-unquote miss on a prospect or two, there's so much talent in the system, they should have a very solid hockey team for years to come. Now, as for goaltending prospects, it's kind of hard to follow up Carey Price. That guy was an absolute legend. And they've had some respectable goaltending. Montembault and Primeau should be fine enough at the NHL level. But that true star goalie they really don't have. Maybe Fowler, who was drafted in the 3rd round in the 2023 NHL Entry Draft after he just had a successful campaign with the Boston College Eagles in Hockey East. Maybe he eventually can become a star-level goaltender. Jakub Dobes, who had a solid season at the AHL level. Maybe he could become something special. Again, the Canadiens have a very bright future. And I'm excited to see where things go. Selfishly, I kind of would love to see Demidov play as soon as he possibly could. All in all, I think the Canadiens are in a great spot. Are they a great team currently right now? No. But they have the potential to be something awesome in a few years' time. I'd like to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What have you thought about the Montreal Canadiens offseason? What do you think about their future going forward? I'm Captain Paul. I'll see you in the next one.